Okay, hey everyone, we're going to talk a little bit about Union Grove High School dress code. This is a big issue. We just want to make sure that we communicate with parents. It's not a matter of whether we agree, but we do want you to understand what the dress code is. So why do we have dress code standards? Well, we believe that since we're a school with high academic standards, we believe, and research shows that if you're going to have high academic standards, then you have to have high behavioral standards and standards of presenting yourself as students. And I always use an example. I mean, when you're out in public, the way you present yourself in different situations and different buildings. For example, for some churches, you wouldn't go into a church wearing a bikini and that sort of thing. So there are standards or dress code standards throughout the world, and Union Grove High School has one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn over to my right, and Mr. Freeman's going to talk, show some visual information about male dress code.
Sure. So the first example I'm going to give you is not all of our dress code infractions for males, but this is one that's become a very popular trend. These shorts called chubbies. But let's look at these shorts. If you can tell and look at our model, these shorts don't meet our four-finger rule. So if I put my four fingers to his knee, as we see, there's a gap here. Gentlemen, let's keep it simple. Chubbies, no go. Okay?
Okay, so I have a couple of young ladies with me here, and these are pretty blatant disregard for dress code because the four-finger rule applies to ladies as well for skirts, dresses, shorts. So we've been asked the question multiple times, why not athletic shorts? The Nike shorts, things like that, because they come down a little bit longer. Well, I can tell you that Catherine is a tall girl, and so those same shorts on another person with shorter legs might be closer to that four-finger gap. But for Catherine, we're not going to discriminate against girls with long legs, tall girls, and so we just say no athletic shorts in general. Katie has on a very popular brand of shorts. We have cutoffs. Sometimes they're fringed, sometimes they're cuffed, but neither situation meets dress code. Now, Catherine has a tank top on, and her tank top is perfectly within legal limits for dress code. The requirements are that the strap covers any undergarments, and this is the case, and in the armhole area she's not exposing too much as well. Turn around if you will for me, Catherine. Now this does have a racer back, and again, as long as Catherine is wearing the proper undergarment that hides under the shirt, then that shirt is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with a racer back style shirt. Katie is wearing a perfectly in dress code t-shirt, and one of the keys here is it is a shirt that's lighter in color, but her undergarments are not visible from underneath that shirt. They're not showing through. So we just got to check those things in the morning and make sure before we come to school that we're in dress code. We will be giving you some additional examples of what to wear, what not to wear, with a slight wardrobe change, and we'll be adding to this segment with that. So what happens when one of these young ladies are sent up into the office to the female assistant principals for dress code? I do exactly what I just did. I check to see is that length appropriate, just like Mr. Freeman did. If it is not, and it's the first time the student has had a dress code violation, they go to ISS for the rest of the day. If that student has another dress code violation, then they begin their level 1 consequences, and so wherever they are in their progressive discipline, then they would receive those consequences. Even coming to ISS for the warning and spending the day in ISS, for the remainder of the day, is going to be recorded and is going to be part of their discipline record.
Ms. Smith, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because this is the question that a parent will ask. Although we are telling you, what the guidelines are for dress code, if a student goes, oh, well, I have a change of clothes. Can I change the clothes, just change my clothes and go back to class? And we won't let that happen. Why?
We won't let that happen because if they had the change of clothes, first of all, it indicates to us that they knew that they were probably going to be in violation and were just trying to get away with it. But what we're trying to do is swiftly send them to the area that they need to be. If we check them and they're not in violation, they go back to class. If they are in violation, then they serve their remainder of their day in ISS. Very often we have that, well, I'm going to check out then. You know, that is it. The consequence is there to prevent the behavior. So, you know, don't try to work the system or anything like that. On rare occasions, if we see a dress code violation before school, then we will address that, and that is the only time ever that a child might have an opportunity to change. If we say to them, are you ready for class? And they say, no, I can fix this before I go. But if they get caught en route to class, in class, anytime during the day, then there are going to be consequences for that choice that they made.
Conversely, like I said, with the male dress code, there are some other infractions. Sagging, the ripped jeans, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But similarly, same exact consequences, same procedure. Males will come to the male administrators, me or Mr. Fletcher. We will do the exact same thing that Ms. Smith just more or less outlined with the males, and same consequences the exact same way. Again, trying to promote that consistency of, within the dress code for both genders.
And again, the reason why we don't say, because I mean, Chad looks very nice. I mean, he actually looks very nice. He has nice shorts on, and he has this nice Athlete Leadership Council shirt on. So, you know, presentable young man. But for consistency purposes, and that's what we're all about, using that 4-finger guideline is something that kids can do at home, their parent can do at home, and that's the same measure. We don't take out a ruler or anything like that. It's simply that quick measure with the 4 fingers right at the top of the knee to make sure that that length is appropriate, because that's a universal measurement that's quick and easy to do. And that's why we don't say, well, shorts that are 5-inch inseam are okay, because like in Catherine's case, that is going to show a lot more skin than on a girl that has shorter legs. Anything else to add, Phyllis?
Well, I just real quick, we'll go over the other things that we need to talk about, because there's a lot more dress code infractions. We do not, girls, guys, we do not allow bandanas at school, and the reason we don't allow the bandanas is that a lot of kids who are in gangs wear bandanas, and we are not trying to determine if your child is in a gang based on a bandana. So we just consistently say we do not have the bandanas. It doesn't matter if they're in your pocket, around your head, they cannot be visible. So do not bring the bandanas to school.
That also includes do-rags, hats, anything else to be worn that could conceal. Again, culturally, do-rags have become very popular in pop culture right now. But we will not do that here, just because we want to make sure that, again, we're promoting a very professional environment.
And ladies with scarves are going to be allowed if that scarf is used kind of like as a headband, but we don't want the whole head to be covered for consistency. If we're not going to let the fellows wear a do-rag, we're not going to let the ladies cover their entire head with a scarf. So if that scarf is tied around the back of the head and used as a headband, or any kind of headband is okay. But we're not going to cover the entire head with anything.
And Ms. Smith's going to talk real quick about piercing, but before she does, shirts that advertise or depict guns, violence, racism, tobacco, alcohol, or drugs, paraphernalia, or anything that we think that would be, the administrative team, thinks it would be detrimental to the school environment, we certainly wouldn't allow those as well. We may, depending on the shirt and the nature of the advertisement, allow for that shirt change, but again, that will be our decision. And piercings?
Piercings are only allowed in the ears and a small stud only in the nose, and that's male or female. No kind of hoop in the nose, nothing in the lip, nothing in the eyebrow, or anything else on the face.
And just to circle back real quick to the inappropriate clothing, that is not limited to just shirts or jeans. That's also including jackets, because we've also had a couple of the NASCAR style jackets that promote brands and sponsors that are just simply inappropriate as well.
So our dress code portion was a little bit longer than most because it is an area of concern. So we make sure that we really were informative about that. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to call one of us and we will certainly clarify anything. Again, that we are here to be proactive and make sure that everybody is informed. Our next snippet we will discuss our hall pass policy at Union Grove High School.